I know a lot of what he does is theater, right? A lot of what he does is very like satire. He plays the role of this boastful misogynist who smokes cigars and drives Lamborghinis, and that's his thing. Very intelligent and calculated guy. You might not agree with his message. You might not agree with all the misogynist stuff. You might not agree with, and I don't agree with it. You might not agree with all the crazy antics, but you cannot deny that that's been incredibly successful because it resonates with a lot of young men who don't feel represented in the media. And they see this guy and it looks like fun. Do they agree with what he's saying? That doesn't mean they agree with it. They think it's fun. It's like pro wrestling. He's like a bad guy in pro wrestling. He's a heel.
What do you think of all his stuff?
I don't know what's happening, right? Like what really happened? And why is Romania going after him? Are they being pressured by someone else to do this? Like, what is the reason why they're doing it? And what do they have on him? I don't know.
The one thing I don't get about this, well, I do get, I understand. People are actually like, want the charges to be true, which is crazy because that would mean a lot of bad shit to happen to a lot of bad people.
Yeah, I would rather the charges be incorrect. Look, Romania, I don't know what their system is like. I don't know whether they're corrupt. I've heard things, but I don't have any real information. So I'd be talking out of my ass to say, if he really did like traffic people, if he really did all the things he's saying, well, I hope that gets proven in court, and I hope he gets punished if he really did that. If he didn't do that, I hope he gets exonerated, and I hope he gets the out of Romania. I don't know. He's amassed an amazing amount of money, and he's done it by doing this character, this online persona, but then also says very wise things. He says ridiculous shit, but also says really interesting things. He's a very smart guy. If you listen to him being interviewed by Patrick Bet-David. Patrick Bet-David interviewed him after he got canceled off of all social media. He's the perfect guy to handle that because he is not afraid of to talk to anybody. He'll talk to anybody. And so he had him on for a long-form conversation. They talk for hours, and you get to see this is a very intelligent and calculated guy. You might not agree with his message. You might not agree with all the misogynist stuff. You might not agree with, and I don't agree with it. You might not agree with all the crazy antics, but you cannot deny that that's been incredibly successful because it resonates with a lot of young men who don't feel represented in the media. And they see this guy and it looks like fun. Do they agree with what he's saying? That doesn't mean they agree with it. They think it's fun. It's like pro wrestling. He's like a bad guy in pro wrestling. He's a heel. He's smoking cigars with his Lamborghinis and
nobody knows.
That's the problem.
That's like the pizza thing, the pizza box. I don't know if you saw that. Everybody saying he got busted because of the pizza box, and then the authorities that had nothing to do with it.
No, they knew he was in Romania. It was just, what's that word? Schadenfreude? Schadenfreude. That's what it was. Like he's making fun of Greta Thunberg, and then he gets arrested right afterwards. It's kind of hilarious.
Yeah.
The way it happens, like people said, it's the biggest self-owned
third biggest tweet or retweet. It was Greta. I mean, it was okay.
It's kind of funny when she said that's what happens. You don't recycle your pizza boxes.
That was good. That was good.
Chad, that shit's hilarious. You got to give it to her. Look, and also, like, why are you going after some 19-year-old autistic girl who's really into climate change?
Like, figure out whether that was provoked. Like, he just did that out of the blue?
Yeah, he's just talking shit.
Now, again, that move from somebody who's being accused of trafficking, I think, is thrown in there. And then you're out there being like, look at me, crazy. Again, but what you said nailed it. Nobody knows.
I think the latest thing that they're saying is tax evasion, right? Isn't that what they're saying? All the objectionable stuff, I think, also was unnecessary. I think if he I don't know him. If I did know him, I would tell him all the boastful shit and the shit about him being, the top G and all that stuff. All that shit's great. But the misogynistic stuff, like if you have daughters or if you have a wife or if you have sisters and stuff like that, you don't want that. Well, you don't that narrative, like putting that out there, that's negative to everybody. It's not even positive to him. It's like it's not necessary.